is a priority, and since we have released somebody already in the past, what makes this person the subject? So, la respuesta verdaderamente es que tenemos muchas indicaciones que este individuo es el que cometió esta tragedia. Y entonces estos videos que mostramos es por esa razón. La investigación nos está llevando en ese progreso a determinar que esta es la persona, por demasiadas cosas que vamos a seguir investigando. So the answer is pretty much that there's a lot of leads that we have here that identifies this individual as the person who committed this tragedy, and we have enough to be able to move forward in progress, and we're very confident that that is the individual who committed the crime.
Do you have one follow-up here? Or you go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
¿Por qué no llamarlo sospechoso entonces? ¿Y qué le dice a la comunidad que está angustiada?
So why don't we call him a suspect, and what do we tell the community that's nervous? So la respuesta es, verdaderamente, estamos llamando a una persona de interés, ¿verdad? Porque necesitamos crear un caso para poder llevarlo a la justicia y presentarlo al fiscal. Y le decimos a la comunidad que realmente estamos en un trabajo y esta es una prioridad en este momento y una responsabilidad de que pongamos un caso completo para poder llevarlo a la justicia.
Can I just jump in here, Mayor, with your permission? I want to come back to your question about that name. And I know the name that you're asking about because a member of the media asked me about it. I am familiar with it. I wasn't familiar with it when the media member asked me about it. I think it was either CBS or NBC. I asked my team about it. And I think this is an area where caution is really necessary. There are lots of reasons why a page might be taken down, particularly if there's chatter out there about, to your question, Amanda, about words that were spoken. It's easy to jump from someone saying words that were spoken to what those words are, to a particular name that reflects a motive targeting a particular person. That's a really dangerous road to go down. Really dangerous. If that name meant anything to this investigation, we would be out looking for that person. We would let you know we were looking for that person. You know, again, I think it's just a really dangerous road to go down. I know that in today's age, there are lots of things that people read into things. It's just a dangerous thing to do. And I would leave it to us to identify persons of interest and let us run them down. What the public can do for us today is help us figure out who this guy is. And we hope to have more information out that will help you do that, help us do that.
You have a follow-up here.
Hi, George.
Yeah.
Very quickly. It was both of my colleagues' question, but you have answered most of it. But just in regards to the rumors that are circulating as well about the motive here, do you have any information regarding the rumors that a particular professor was being targeted?
Yeah, there's no information that the investigative team has about motive. Zero. There's nothing about, even if taking at face value what one or two witnesses may have said about what something was said, okay, and there are many witnesses that say nothing was said, there's nothing about what we know was perhaps said that indicates any kind of motive that is related at all to ethnicity or political outlook or culture. There's nothing at all that we know right now about that. And I think that is a dangerous road to go down, particularly in today's environment.
Patrick has a follow-up.
Is the fact that the satchel is in some videos and not in others, and his disappearance around Governor, either indicate that there's a vehicle involved or one of the houses involved, that he picks up the satchel or gets off the satchel? What does that tell us, the fact that it disappears if there's a vehicle?
So the actions of a criminal, pretty much. I'll tell you that's you're right, and that's something that we're looking at. As you can see in the video, the satchel's on, sometimes it's not on. He has a heavy coat on. He has something in front of his abdomen. He could have hit the satchel, and some instances that we have, we'll continue to investigate. It's complex, but we'll continue to investigate as we go
Chris
along.
has got a follow-up. Chris has got a follow-up. Chris has got a follow-up.
Are you assuming, like in Lewiston, Maine, after 4 days, the suspect had taken his own life? So if you just set the microphone, are you assuming right now that you're showing these videos that this is a suspect after 72 hours that's still alive, or do you have dogs and thermal imaging from helicopters overhead that are looking for a person that's taken their own life?
Yeah, we're using a lot of resources. As soon as we get a lead, we continue to follow through with it. An investigation, I mentioned the other day, they start here and they lead in a different direction. So we're there. Yes, you're right. We use dogs. Yes, if we have a lead on something and we think that we need to go back and search it again, we need to re-interview. We're doing all that.
Chris, you've got the last question. Go.
This is for the Colonel and the AG. The mayor had noted in the Boston Globe podcast that there were setbacks earlier in this investigation. Would you also say that initial detention with that first person of interest, would you also categorize that as a setback?
Well, you know, the mayor and I agree on nearly everything. But we look at this case maybe from different backgrounds and experiences, perhaps. Certainly, the mayor has had many great experiences that I've never had, leading a city, for example. But I would not characterize it as a setback. The way I would characterize it is, it was a lead that had to be run to ground. And the person, as that lead was run to ground, there was an initial period where that lead looked very promising. But there was still physical evidence that had to be analyzed. And once it was analyzed, it was clear that that person was not a person involved here. But that's not unusual in investigations like this, and that's happening as we speak. We are developing people of interest, and you know, some we quickly rule out, others we quickly rule in. And when I say persons of interest, people that could be this guy based on other evidence. So I would not view it as a setback. I mean, I think, frankly, the police work there and the analytical work that had to be taken out of state and brought back very quickly was very well done. Certainly was it a disappointment for those of us who hoped we could wrap this case quickly for the benefit of the Brown community and the people of Providence, Rhode Island, of course. But I don't know that I would use a setback, but I think, you know, maybe those words don't, maybe what I'm saying is not all that different from what the mayor said. But I look at it as good police work while other work was going on.
We will be back tomorrow with further updates unless there is a meaningful update. Again, if you are not yet on the press list, please see Camille or Julie to my left, and they can add you to the list. Thank you all very much.
Mayor, personal question. On the posting from the FBI, it says that there's a second individual. Is there a second individual or no?